Hello everyone. Well, I finally got out and I'm doing some gold panning right now in this new area, and it's not off to a great start. I got a couple pans in, just two. There was one tiny speck of gold, really small stuff though, of course. So I was heading up the stream this way, looking at the rock and the creek, trying to see what would be a good area to pan in. I wasn't paying attention and I went up to this tree right there. I was messing with that branch. I was unaware I was standing next to that. They got me right on the arm. So geology-wise, these rocks are metasedimentary rocks, so they're metamorphosed sedimentary rocks, but they're, I guess you could say, lightly metamorphosed. Maybe some of them have higher grade. So we're dealing with a lot of quartzites. There's a couple phthalites around here as well. Some of them are almost schistose, getting close to it. Now for igneous rock, I know in a couple places there's some Eocene and Cretaceous intrusive rocks. There might be some Oligocene and maybe Miocene, not sure about that. There's some Oligocene volcanics not too far away from here, so I would imagine in certain areas you should be able to find some Oligocene intrusive rocks, maybe, but that's the geology we're kind of dealing with here. There's a couple faults. When I was panning earlier, I thought I saw a couple small garnets in here. Wasn't entirely sure. They were pretty dark, if they were garnets. So I decided to move further upstream. Got some nice shade here, and I'm standing on top of a big pile of gravel. So here we go, we have the creek. We got a nice, where it's cut into the bank here, but on right where I'm standing is just a pile of gravel. I'm not sure if this was deposited by the creek or if this is like some kind of tailing pile. So out of curiosity, I dug into this embankment here. And this is either a big deposit of clay or this is eroding bedrock that's turning into clay. So I scooped it up, a whole bunch of clay. I'm going to break this up, and there might be gold in there, we'll find out. But I'm pretty certain this is a tailing pile by the looks of it, because it looks like someone did scoop down to the clay layer. Well, after going through a pan of that stuff, gonna move on. Pretty sure this has already been messed with. There's hardly even any black sands in that stuff. One thing I did find when I was panning is this red looking rock here. And I could be mistaken, but this might be some kind of copper mineral. I've seen similar looking things at the old copper mine, so. Alright, a different part of the stream. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to be the greatest day for finding gold, but well, it's a new location, so. Got a big straightaway here in the creek. There's a lot of gravel where I'm standing. And I don't think this, doesn't look like this part was messed with. I mean, this whole area was messed with several years ago. So, back in the 40s. Look at that. Get some sunlight on that. That looks like some kind of vein. That's interesting. That's really dark. It's a vein of something. It's kind of cool. So I just moved once again because I took a closer look at that straightaway and I could tell it's been worked. But as I came way further upstream, there were more and more signs that, yeah, this whole stream has been heavily worked in the past. So we have an old road right up there. We've got the stream, and there's another old road. There's two old roads surrounding this stream. By the looks of it, it's been trenched at some point. Further down, there were some piles of rock. Right here is another big pile of rock, it seems. And right there is another big pile of rock. So this whole area has been worked pretty good. Now, as I was following the old road right up here, I ran into a sign, and sure enough, it was a placer claim. I think that's only the second time I've ran into one. First time I ran into one on foot. I've seen them by roadways as I'm driving, but I don't know if it's an old claim, the sign's still up, but regardless, there's a placer claim up here. It's actually just past these trees where the sun is, so I'm just on the outside of it, and I figured I was going to work here anyways, regardless of the place of your claim being there. So now that I know the claim's there, I got to stay out of the claim. And I'm going to work on the outside of it. I have some gravel here, but as I mentioned, this whole area has been worked. Just going to pick a spot that looks best and see if I can come away with anything. In fact, the claim's there. I imagine they might be getting some gold out of there, but it's probably not a whole lot. Okay, I just did my first quick pan and there's already 2 specks of gold. I don't know if you can see those 2 tiny specks of gold, but I hardly dug down. It's a pretty small hole I made. And I already found 2 specks right there. It's not a whole lot, but I'll show you. That's all I dug down. That was my first pan. So I'm going to keep digging in these rocks and go deeper. I'm sure we can get more. Alright, so this is the hole I'm working with right now. And good thing is, every single pan I find gold, but it's only about a speck or 2 each time, which is kind of strange, but it's here. I don't know how much deeper I'll have to get to find more of it. There seems to be a whole lot more garnets in this location too, and a lot more rocks with those black veins in there. Sulfides or magnetite, hematite. But I got a lot of these rocks I need to battle with to get deeper. So let's see if I can pull out a good amount of gold. I seem to always get stuck with just finding a couple specks with each pan. Two small pieces once again, every time. It's always 1 or 2. Well, I've done a couple pans in this hole here, and as I noticed as I go deeper, I was finding less and less gold, and I just had my first pan where I didn't find any gold at all. In fact, the biggest amount of it, size-wise, and the amount was at the top, right at the surface. When I first started digging the hole, there was about 3 pieces. And then as I went and got deeper, progressively got less and less. So I'm wondering if this is, like, the bottom of it, stuff that's already been worked, and then the top layers are all recent materials that have been washed down over the last couple decades or so. That could be the case. So I might start a new hole right over here, or maybe even here. There's some big rocks, and see what happens, because not too impressed with this spot so far. Might even go down to the end of that bar here too. Yeah, so I moved spots, and that seems to be the answer. I don't know if you can see it, those 3 specks right above the black sand. There's 1 there. There's 2 right there. 2 there. 1 there. So only 3. Well, there's gold in here. It's just not a whole lot. Right there's a bigger piece than what I have been finding. It's not very big, but it's bigger than all the others. Oops. That one right there. As I was panning, I was noticing some garnets in there. This is a nice red one. Still has its crystal shape to it. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. There we go. Pretty cool. This is the second hole. Got to about the same depth as the first hole, and I noticed the exact same thing. The deeper I go, the less gold. And I just had my first pan with absolutely no gold in it. So it seems the gold, I'm gonna guess, has been recently deposited within the last several years or decades, and most of it's on the top right now because it's fresh gold, we'll say fresh gold. Well, this wasn't the most productive day of exploration, but at least I found some gold, but not really. It's so small. But a couple garnets. For not having to I never prospected here, so I guess it's a whole lot better than some of the spots I've been to where I haven't found any gold. So that'll do it for today's exploration. I really hope to get out more. I got a couple other spots I want to hit before the year's out, especially this one area. I mentioned it in a couple other videos where I've been mapping it out for about 3 years, and we've been trying to get back in there, but last year it burned. So this year we're hoping we can get in there. We're planning on it soon. There's a lot of good stuff, well, potentially a lot of good stuff back in there. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this short exploration video, and hopefully we'll find some good stuff here soon. You all take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.